Brad Williams, XL Prime. Let's say we have multiple conditions. What do? What do I mean by multiple conditions? Let's say we want to add up any number that's greater than 5 but less than 15 based on a certain criteria. Well, we can do that. What tools do we use? Well, the SUMIFS function, if you recall, has a range, a criteria, and a sum range. And if we have multiple conditions, we can't use the SUMIFS function. Well, what other tools are available? We have a SUMIFS function. And what the SUMIFS is, it allows us to put in multiple range and multiple criteria. Essentially, we're going to do the same thing with the SUMIFS. We have more flexibility. And let me just highlight the SUMIFS arguments. We have the SUMIFS range, similar to the SUMIFS. And then we have a range, similar to the sum range and criteria, but they're a little backwards here. We have the range listed first, then the criteria. And then we have the optional range 2 and criteria 2. You can list up to, I believe, 64 range criteria if you want to go crazy. Well, let me show you how it works. We have the same range formation that I've shown you in the past. And what we want to do is we want to sum up anything between $5 and $10 or $5 and $15. Change that to 15. The way we do that is, here's our situation. I'll follow up from the previous example where we were looking at shirt with a wild card. And then we're going to extend this and go, well, we want to be a little more specific here. What we want to find is any amount greater than 5 and any amount less than 15. So let's go up here to the formula bar, and we have the SUMIFS function. We have SUMIFS, the sum range, which is highlighted here. What's the first criteria? Criteria would be the amount 106, the sum range, the criteria range, and the criteria. And you're going to see the amount and the amount 106 are the same. That's fine, because we have to identify the sum range. And then we also have to identify the criteria range. And then we have to identify the criteria. So our criteria is looking in the range D5 to D16. The criteria range is D5 to D16, anything greater than $5. The next argument is criteria 2, which is the amount 106, and the criteria is less than 15. And if you had additional criteria, you can follow the same pattern. What we're looking for here is what's greater than 5 but less than 15. Well, 13 is less than 15, 9 is greater than 5 and less than 15, 12 is greater than 5 but less than 15, so on and so forth. And essentially, we're going to add up the entire sum. We can just do this equals sum. And we can do this. And we can go, we have 105. Just by coincidence, this is also 105. But let's change this to 22 and 3. And here we have a total 104. But our SUMIFS shows up 79. Why? Well, remember, we're only summing any number greater than 5 and less than 15. That's the SUMIFS function with multiple criteria. Brad Williams, XL Prime.